Hey guys, yeah, let's just get right into this. Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex. All right. Let's talk about sex.
So, sex education, it's like a really big deal, and then people like to pretend it isn't. Let's be honest. Sex education is pretty much the laughing stock of the public school system right now. They don't take it seriously, and I think that is where the problem mainly lies. People think that, for many different reasons, obviously, that it is unnecessary and it's a waste of tax dollars or whatever. It's not. I think one of the reasons I hear the most is that it's inappropriate, and I don't know about all places, but around here they've mostly outlawed and gotten rid of and taken the money away from all of the actual sex education classes and instead are only teaching abstinence. That's not sex education, you guys. Telling kids that the only way to not get pregnant and die is to not have sex is not sex education. That is propaganding. Is that a word? It's propaganda and it's bull, and basically it's you putting fear into people and hoping that they'll do what you want them to. That's not how things work. Like, let's be totally honest here. People are gonna have sex no matter what. And the thing is you should at least be giving them the knowledge they need to have sex in a healthy way. You know, in a way that's going to not mess up their health or their relationship. You should be talking to them about what to do before sex, you know, and like how to talk about these things after you've already had sex and how to continue to have a good relationship with your partner. That's what they should be teaching you, but instead they're just teaching you don't have sex. Don't do it. You're going to get pregnant and you're going to die, or, you know, your genitals are going to be inflamed. It's so wrong. And what really bothers me is that people really think that this is what's best for their kids. They think that they're protecting them. But if you're not preparing your child for the real world, then you're not protecting them, you're harming them. I mean, you need to talk to them about this, and I don't care if they're like, oh, it's because, you know, it's the parents' place to talk to their kids about this, whether they want to or not. It's not the school system. But if you're not going to talk to your kid about it, somebody needs to. I mean, when you're in school, you spend more time at school than you do at home. I mean, you're there for 7 or 8 hours a day, 5 times a week. That's a lot. So if you refuse to inform your child and to help them, then somebody else obviously needs to do it. So, I mean, personally, I think that all places should have sex education. And then the other thing that they've had a problem with was they said that sex education was coming in too early. I think at my school I learned about all this stuff. Well, I mean, you know about it before, but they actually sit you down and give you a sex ed class in the 6th grade. The very beginning of middle school. And a lot of parents were saying that's too early. No, it's not. I'm like, let's think about this logically. 16, you're either a teenager or a preteen. There's a lot going on at that age now, and I mean, people are getting pregnant at 13 and 14, so don't you think your kid should know by like 12 about all this stuff to prepare themselves? I mean, what do you do when your 12-year-old comes home and says, Mommy, I'm pregnant? Yeah, so, I mean, you need to teach people these things. I mean, just because you teach them doesn't mean they're automatically going to go out having sex. And that's the other thing that keeps coming up. People are like, if we tell them these things, we're going to be promoting sex. We're going to be telling them that it's okay to have sex. No! And that's the thing I just don't understand. Like, I knew about this stuff way before, and guess what? I'm 20 years old and I'm still a virgin. Like, so it's obviously not like, okay, I know about it now, let me go have some a lot or something. It has nothing to do with that, because there are going to be people who aren't going to have sex or who are going to have sex regardless whether or not they know anything about it or not. You need to just prepare people, and like, I am prepared, but I'm not ready, and that's the thing. There are people who have it when they're not prepared or ready, and then there's consequences to that. But there are also people who have it, way before you, who were ready, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing they have to realize is everybody's time is different, and you cannot dictate to your child what time is okay and what time is not. You're never going to know that, only they will. And you should at least give them the tools they need to make it a good experience and not a bad one, not something that's going to scar them in any way. You should be helping them instead of trying to shield them, because, they're growing up in this world. They see these things going on around them, and if your kid is going to a public school, come on. Really? Kids talk about sex in like primary school now, and it sucks. I know, as a parent, I'm sure it sucks to know that they're going through this and they're hearing all these things way before you did when you were a child, but that's the reality of our situation now, and you have to, you got to step up to the plate, and you got to help your kid by informing them and not trying to hide them from the world around them, but teaching them about the world around them so that they won't get hurt. So, yeah. If anybody else has any more, thoughts, opinions about sex education in public schools, just leave it in the undercarriage. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye!
Shorty, get down, good lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, she don't play around.